From AI to GI, we're talking today about group intelligence. It's Natalie with the Think Yourself Academy. So let's talk about the neuroscience behind mastermind groups, behind group coaching, group thinking, working together, collaboration. So first, let me introduce you to the concept of the default mode network. What is that? So it's a network in our brain of all interconnected brain regions. So all these brain regions are connected and they coordinate their activities. So there's a portion of the medial prefrontal cortex, the posterior cingulate cortex, the medial temporal lobes. It includes the hippocampus, many other regions that are connected as well. So bottom line, just know that in all these regions, they are working together. So they're working together because of that DMN network. The brain default mode network is more active when we are working alone. So first piece that I want to introduce to you today about neuroscience and the neuroscience behind working together is that this DMN network, yes, is more active when we work alone. So you wonder more, you can reflect better when you're by yourself, you can introspect more and be in your own mind. But the problem that even that if it's good for creativity to be by yourself, the problem is that if you are by yourself, because your brain is subject to so much negativity and so much stress, anxiety, trauma, and we worry so much that our brain wanders and our thoughts are wandering, but towards the negative. And we start overthinking, rumination, and we go towards all that is negative. So yes, it's great that our default mode network works better when we're alone, but when we're alone, we start making up stuff that is very bad, right? So the beauty of working together is that it will improve that executive brain function. So then some regular group interaction will strengthen your prefrontal cortex. You can do better planning, better decision making, and better impulse control as well. So being able to control ourselves is a really good idea. Second piece, the neuroscience shows us that when we are working alone, we are more stressed. So obviously the isolation increases the cortisol levels. So we're not very resourceful when we're filled with cortisol. That's the stress hormone, and that impairs your cognitive function, your decision making, and all your abilities to be able to think over time. So what we want instead by working together is reduce that stress. The social support in a group setting will lower your cortisol level. It will activate your brain reward center as well, so sending you feel-good chemicals, and that will reduce your stress. So that will promote your well-being as a whole. The third piece that neuroscience teaches us about working together is the mirroring behavior. So we've seen that in children, right? We've seen that they copy behaviors. So you can do something in front of them, they copy you. We learn very well with our mirror neurons engagement. So our brain has the ability to look at what others are doing and be able to mirror that. So our mirror neurons are crucial for learning through observation, social bonding, empathy. So if you're working by yourself, you don't have access to all of this, obviously. And your observation neurons, like your mirror neurons, are not being engaged. So you can't learn as well. And all this neural activity of the brain will align and when you are using those neuron mirrors, and that will enhance the fact that you can share ideas better, you can better communicate, etc. Now, number 4, another piece of the neuroscience is the feel-good chemicals that's being generated. I mentioned a little bit about cortisol earlier. Now I'm going to talk about that feel-good chemical, the oxytocin. So when we work by ourselves, oxytocin and serotonin, as a matter of fact, are both selfless chemicals. They're not selfish chemicals. You cannot generate your own. You can generate your own endorphin, you can generate your own dopamine, but you cannot generate oxytocin or serotonin unless you are in presence of other. So those reactions, when you're in a group, will stimulate that release of oxytocin that will promote cooperation. And the fact that people are working alone a lot, they will not really receive all these feel-good chemicals that you only get when you're in presence of other. So you get really that neuroplasticity boosts, let's say. You can be exposed to other people's perspective when you're in a group setting. It enhances your neural connection. You feel a lot better and you can adapt to other information more efficiently as well. So that's for our oxytocin and our neuroplasticity. Now the last piece, number 5, is the diversity piece that we are exposed to when we are working with other people. Because if you're by yourself, you have your own limiting beliefs, and you don't have your cognitive diversity working. So if you restrict your access to other people's perspective, you don't have access to all this cognitive diversity. Maybe it leads to confirmation bias because you potentially have your own limiting belief, and if there's nobody else to say something different, then it will confirm your own bias and you'll have a very limited problem solving approach. Well, instead, if you work with other people, that will enhance your creativity, your way of thinking outside the box, brainstorming, and it will lead to a lot more innovative solutions. So for that reason, I have big news. I'm very excited to introduce the Human Connection Project. It has been a long time. I've been preparing for this for a while now. So what is that Human Connection Project? Because you all know that the pandemic has taught us that we could be pretty much alone all the time, and it was habit forming. We developed a way to not be connected to others, and we made do, and now it became our reality. So we were separated, we're working in silo. Every single one of us is in each of their zone, in their own area. And now with more and more technology, AI is even getting rid of a lot of need for interaction, because your AI becomes your advisor as well. So what is left that can never be replaced by AI is human connection. It's the fact that together we are enhancing our brain capacity, is that we have a way to connect better. So a lot of people have groups and masterminds. A lot of you are already involved in masterminds. I certainly am. I'm part of a great association as well, where I belong to different communities, different groups, and there's magic in the audience, there's magic in the group. And I have been resisting creating the Think Yourself community for a while, because I've worked really hard the past 10 years to kind of remove myself from the equation so that I could work from anywhere. I could live 2 months here, 1 month there. I could travel. I automated my processes. I do pre-recorded courses. I plan everything in advance so that I can have this freedom and flexibility that a lot of people work hard to get. So for that reason, I have been maybe not inclined into creating this community where I will need to be there. And the reason why it's time is not only because I know that together as a whole we need it, but I personally need it as well. The sense of community is real, and I need you. I need human connection. I believe that, and a lot of you who are following me are responding to my emails, commenting, giving me their feedback, writing notes and comments on social. So we are connected, but all in silos, individually. Although I do get the benefit, because you're all responding to me, but you don't respond to each other. You don't know each other. You don't know the amazing people that you are. And I love every single one of you individually. And I would love for you to be able to interact together, because that's what the Think Yourself community is going to be starting soon in September. It's going to be the Human Connection Project. So we're going to have different choices of Mastermind. Not everybody wants to talk about the same thing. So you'll be able to join the group that will suit you best. There will be a confidence mastermind, there will be an entrepreneurship mastermind, and there will be a health and fitness mastermind. So I've done a few surveys. A lot of you responded. Actually, I was very overwhelmed by the response that was minutes after I sent the email to my community. So thank you for getting back to me. The confidence mastermind, we'll be talking about stress, anxiety, procrastination, turning off the panic button, be at your best, which is either in your personal or professional life. There will be the entrepreneurship. So this is for people who are working for themselves. So if you're an entrepreneur like me, we will be talking about building your business, doing better in business, marketing, sales, tech, all kinds of tricks and tips that we can share together. And then the health and fitness will be about wellness, about balance, about how we sleep, how we eat, how we exercise, how we take care of ourselves, and how we can share life-changing tips that can really promote our brain health as well. So I am very, very excited about this new community, the Think Yourself community. Let me know if it's something that you would love to join. I would love for you to be part of the community. Stay tuned for more details. You'll see on my website, I've been working on creating a specific area that we can all go to join, share our ideas, share our greatness, and we will all build confidence together. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully this blog this week helped enlightening the reasons why we are much better if we focus on our group intelligence rather than just focusing on artificial intelligence.